Hey, my name's Tammy. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer and a health coach. And my reason for making this video is the same reason I've created a blog and I just recently had a free weight loss workshop. I just want to get the message out to as many people as I can. My hope is that whether it's people from the workshop, people who couldn't make it, maybe just somebody who randomly finds the video, and my new clients will benefit from this information. I'm gonna keep the first one just short and foundational, but I plan to expand upon these as time goes on. Another reason I wanted to do this is quite honestly, it takes me a long time to type a blog post, and I know a lot of people don't like to read blog posts, so I'll probably be doing this in lieu of blog posts a lot. Okay, so the video today is just foundational reasons that you're not losing weight, and more importantly than that, reasons that you may lose some weight, but you lose motivation, or you lose your weight and then you have no reason to keep it off and you gain it back. And in addition to being an ACE certified personal trainer, for anybody who hasn't seen this is my other credentials. I was actually 20 pounds down in that picture. I can't find one at my heaviest weight, which was 275 was my non-pregnancy weight. And 299 was my pregnancy weight. So I've been there. I was there most of my life. In fact, I still struggle with it on a regular basis. It's something, if you struggle with your weight, you're probably always going to struggle with your weight. But that being said, you know, everybody has their thing they have to struggle with, and it's how you choose to approach it. And I've chosen to approach my weight as a gauge for my health. And that's what's finally kept me loyal, because in the beginning I felt horrible, and that was definitely a contributing factor to me changing, but I wanted to be cute, and that just doesn't keep you motivated forever. But health and just feeling good and getting the most out of life, that does. Which brings me to the first of my 5 points is in order to lose weight consistently and permanently keep it off, you have to get your head right. And that's going to mean different things for different people. For some people, it could be as simple as finding something new that truly motivates them, whereas maybe their old motivations weren't working. For other people, it's going to be a lot more complex. You could have issues from your childhood. Most of us have got all kinds of warm fuzzies around food, and there's just, food especially is a very complex issue, and you really have to start to work through that. And I am going to do more videos on that in the future, but the most important thing I can say is you've got to do this yourself. I could make videos every day for the rest of my life, and you could watch them all, and there's a good chance I'm never going to say the one specific thing that's going to work for you. You have to make yourself a priority and figure out what that is. You can see a therapist, find a spiritual outlet. For some people it's prayer, for some people it's meditation. It's as simple as being outside for some people. I just was telling a client earlier that the difference between a psychological release and a psychological crutch is that one is going to make you feel worse when you get done and tired, and the other is going to make you feel energized and renewed. So a lot of people think sitting down and watching a couple hours of TV is their me time and it's going to revive them, and you know, they're decompressing from the day. But most studies show that's not the case, that you're going to be more stressed out, more lethargic, more unable to deal with things by using coping mechanisms like that. For me, it's exercise, which I never, ever thought I would say in my life. But it's definitely exercise is my Prozac, and I encourage people to just move. And I'll get more to that in a minute. But from a psychological aspect, just moving is going to create a chemical reaction in your body that's going to make you feel better. And anybody who's spent their Sundays sitting around doing nothing knows how true this is, that you feel like garbage by the end of the day. So yeah, you've got to get your head right. You've got to get your head in the game. You have to make sure that you're motivated and inspired, and watch informative, inspiring movies, listen to podcasts, go on Facebook and like people who, I hesitate to say fitness models, because for a lot of people that's demotivating. If that's what motivates you, that's fine. But find somebody that you can relate to, that is attainable, and again, make it something meaningful, because just the appearance, wanting to look a certain way, generally does not keep you motivated forever. That's my personal experience. Okay, so more on that in another video. The second thing is sleep. And this is one that most people just don't get how important it is, and I didn't. After I had my son, I had postpartum depression, and I'm sure it was extremely exacerbated by the fact that I never slept. And when I put my son to bed at night, that kind of became my me time. And my me time would last most of the night. And sometimes I wouldn't go to bed until 4 o'clock in the morning. Then my son was up at 5:30, and I didn't know why I wasn't able to deal with life. Once I finally got a good night's sleep, and I think in the beginning it was kind of on accident, I just started to realize that I could deal with things better. So bottom line is, you cannot steal time from sleep for life. The sleep time matters. We're meant to sleep for a reason. And while we sleep, it brings our cortisol levels down, which is a stress hormone. And when cortisol levels are high, we're less able to deal with things. We have cravings. It slows our metabolism and encourages fat storage, especially around our midsection. And when you don't get enough sleep, you're literally bringing the stress from the day before into the next day. So of course you're going to be stressed out and unable to deal with things. So I encourage everybody, get a good night's sleep. Find when your window is, but more than likely your window is not midnight. You need to get in bed somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock. The body generally detoxifies itself somewhere between 10 and 2. So that's a good rule of thumb if you can be in bed by 10. Trying to have an empty stomach, don't eat about 3 hours before you go to bed, because that's going to help with the detoxifying aspect. And that may not seem like a big deal, detoxifying, when you want to lose weight, but it's all the same. It's all an imbalance, and you have to bring everything into balance to truly lose weight. Exercise. And again, obviously, I'm a fan. I spent most of my life not working out. In fact, I hated it. I would put on an exercise video and maybe do a minute of it. I would get all laced up and ready to go for a walk, and then I'd walk outside and it would be too hot, and I'd turn around and come inside, and I wasn't a mover. I didn't really like to move. Now I feel very differently. And as much as I love food, I really credit exercise for helping me keep my weight off, because, and not because of the calories that exercise burns, because that's really, you can't rely on that. A lot of people want to look at that number on the treadmill and see how many calories they've burned, and I promise you're going to be so discouraged if you're just trying to force the weight off just by burning these extra calories, because that is not the point. The point of exercise is to chemically change your body. You're going to create a chain reaction in your body that is going to literally make you a different person, and not just physically, mentally. I really encourage people to get the book, The Spark. I have no vested interest in this other than it's a really good, inspiring book that will teach you the science behind exercise and how it doesn't just help your body, it actually helps your brain. And exercise just makes you feel so good. It's the best antidepressant ever. I've been on so many antidepressants in my life, and I've never even found anything close to what exercise can provide. And in the beginning, take it slow. Statistically, 85% of people drop out of a workout program in the first 6 months. So decide you're not going to be a statistic, and instead of jumping into P90X or something crazy and hurting yourself and burning yourself out, find things you love. Whether it's dancing, walking, try weightlifting. A lot of people like weightlifting and they never thought they would. Ladies, you're not going to get big and bulky. You're just going to be more shapely and burn more calories in a day. Whatever you do, experiment. There's so many different things out there, especially now. This is a great time to get interested in exercise because there's like a bazillion different choices. And if you hate something, don't do it. Try it again in 6 months from now. But right now, your number one goal is just to move and stick with the program, and that's it. Okay, so that's all sound exercise for now, but there'll definitely be more later. Food. I'm going to have lots of videos about food. This is where I get really evangelical. This is what I'm going to say for now, and I'll definitely be expanding upon this in the near future. Eat as close to nature as you can. If you see something weird in an ingredient list that your brain doesn't register as food, your body's not going to register it as food. There's this term that's popping up over and over again called obesogens, which is being used to describe these chemicals that our bodies don't know what to do with. And when our bodies cannot get things out of our bloodstream and out fast enough, the go-to defense is to store it in our fat cells. So keep that in mind, that when you were eating, you were either eating for life and to create a better version of yourself, or you were eating for death, and you really have to choose. And again, I understand when you're focused on weight loss, it's really hard to think about getting healthy. Like, I'll lose weight, then I'll get healthy because it'll be so much easier. It's all together. If you just get healthy, you're going to feel awesome, and you're just going to naturally look awesome, and you're not going to have to worry about that part of it. It's just going to all fall into place. And then the last point I want to make is educate yourself. Watch lots of videos, read lots of things. I always tell people, don't pick one guru, don't pick one book or one doctor or one trainer. Don't pick one person to tell you how to take care of the most important possession you're ever going to have in your lifetime, which is your body. Make it your priority to dig deep and find out the truth. Because another point is your body is different from my body and is different from everybody else's body. People try and ask me all the time, just tell me exactly what you eat and exactly what exercises you do so I can do it too. And I don't do that because I'm different. What I need is way different. And I've learned my lesson about going into specifics about what I eat because it works for me, but there's a very good chance that exact combination is not going to work for you. So experiment and tune in. And that is the glue that's going to hold all this together, is tune into your body. If you will get yourself off of autopilot and just pay attention to how you feel when you exercise, when you eat, when you don't get enough sleep, when you do get enough sleep, all of this is going to naturally fall into place. I would even go so far to say, if you truly tune into your body, you never need to read a book. You never need to do anything. Your body will be your guide. You just have to get off of autopilot and pay attention. So that is a very brief foundation of what I talk about in my blog, what I talk about to my clients, and what I believe and apply to my own life. In the very near future, I'm going to be expanding on all of this. My plan is to do a video on each one of those topics and probably a lot more because I have a lot to say. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can contact me. I get quite a bit of traffic from my blog, so I might not be able to respond right away, but I always try and get back to everybody in a decent amount of time. Just please don't ask me to send my diet because, especially as a professional, I'm legally not allowed to do that. But if you just have any questions about what I talked today, I would be glad to help you. Bye.